today. Okay, so first of all, these are called, this more specifically, this is called a radical. It is not called a square root. Okay, so a lot of times you guys that call it a square root, okay, it is only a square root if and only if there is either a 2 here on the outside or there is no number. So you know how like when we have an x, what number is in front of the x? A 1, right? So with a radical, okay, there's an imaginary 2 right here, okay? So if we look at number 1, okay, there's really a baby 2 right here, okay? Same thing with number 2, there's a baby 2 right there. And that's an important part that you're just gonna have to memorize, because when we start dealing with higher roots and doing the groups, then I'm gonna continuously ask you, what's your group number, okay? And today I'm going to tell you this long, drawn-out story, okay, and I apologize, but it works. Okay, so the only numbers that you are allowed to circle and group and pull, okay, are the following, okay? 2, 3, 5, and 7, okay, aka prime numbers. Okay, now they can even go up higher. Now you could do like 13, but mostly it's going to be 2, 3, 5, and 7. Okay, so when we're circling and placing things in groups, okay, we can only do 2, 3, 5, and 7. Okay, so our very first, if we look at number 1, first of all, is there a number on the outside? No, so there's a 2 there, okay? Now, the number on the inside is what? 48. Okay, here's how you do them on the calculator, okay? Well, kind of on the calculator. Okay, on the calculator, you're going to type in 48. And you're always going to be using these numbers is what you're going to check. So you're going to say divided by 2. Do not erase or anything like that. So 48 divided by 2. Does that work? They give you 24. So we're going to say 2 and 24. Okay, and then again, you should still have the 24 on your calculator. So you can hit divided by 2. Does that work? Yeah, what did it give you? 12. So the 24 goes to 2 and 12. Okay, and then we're going to check the 12. Okay, so click divided by 2. 6. So it's going to be 2 and 6. 6. And then check divided by 2. 3. Okay, now we know if it works if you get a fraction or a decimal on your calculator, it doesn't work, and we'll get one that does that. Okay, so this is what we got, and this is called a factoring tree. Okay, that's what happens. So the long drawn out way is if you took 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 3, right, it would give you 48. So we've drawn that out. We've gotten that so far. Okay, now most of you guys either live somewhere on the south side of Fort Wayne or you live somewhere here in New Haven. Most of you. Okay, so which means that you either know where. Think about where you live, okay? You either know where the Kroger's at in New Haven, okay? Or you know where the Walmart's at off 27, okay? How many of you guys have a little brother or sister? Okay. For me, my kid's 10 now, but when she was 5, if she asked me, Mom, can I walk to Kroger? Do you think I would let her walk to Kroger by herself? No. Why not? Yeah, okay, the roads are busy, and for some people, that's a really far walk. Think about where you live. Would your mom let your little brother or sister walk all the way there? Okay, now, if they were dying to go, and your parents like, yeah, you can go, but what? What's going to be their answer? Yeah, so the older sibling, unfortunately, gets stuck taking the younger sibling, right? They're like, take your little brother or sister over to Walmart, okay? So essentially what's happening is you're going in a group, right? Okay, when your mom gives you money, who's she going to give money to? You or your little brother or sister?
Oldest.
The oldest. Okay, if she hands you your debit card or cash or whatever, it usually goes to the oldest. Okay, and so that's what we're going to be thinking about when we're pulling these. Okay, so because there's a 2 here, okay, remember there's a 2 here, we're going to be pulling in groups of 2. Okay, now, if there was a 3 there, then I would have to take a group of 3. If there was a 4 there, then I would have to say, well, we got to go in a group of 4. Okay, so that's what that group number comes in. Okay, so this says groups of 2. So these 2 can go together. Okay, they have to be the same number to be able to put in a group. Okay, so I can't circle like the 2 and the 3, because are those the same? They're not, okay? So these 2 can go together. Okay, so does this 3, does he have a little brother or sister? Or an older brother or sister? So can he go? No, he cannot go. He has to stay in the house. And so that's what we're going to do. So the 3 has to go back in the house. He doesn't have someone to go with him. Okay? For this group, okay, we have to think, for this group, how many people are going to get the debit card? Just 1, right? So for this group, only 1 sibling is going to get the debit card. All right, so we're going to put a 2 here. They're allowed to go to Walmart, so they can leave the house, and one of them are going to get the debit card. What about for this group? Same thing. The oldest sibling is going to get the debit card, so we're going to put a 2 here for that one. Okay? And remember, the only numbers we're allowed to place anywhere, inside or outside the house, is a 2, 3, 5, 7. Okay? If it's not a 2, 3, 5, 7, so like the 6 up there, the 12, the 24, we're not doing anything with any of those. Okay? And then from here, we're going to say, well, if there's numbers and they're like next to each other like that, that means times. So what is 2 times 2? 4. Okay, so we're going to get 4 square root 3. Okay, and so this one is done. And I know that seemed really long and drawn out to go through the first problem. Okay, the rest of them won't be that bad, but that's how you do it. Okay? Okay, so look at number 3. We're going to start on the calculator. You're going to say 175 divided by 2. That's the first 2, 3, 5, 7. Does that work? No. How do you know it doesn't work? It gave a fraction. So the next number you're going to check, again, you're going to still use the 175. You're going to try 3. So you're going to say 175 divided by 3. Does that work? No. So then the next number you're going to check is what? 5, because that's the next one on our list. Does that work?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 5 and what? 5 and 35. Okay, and I can tell you guys, for some of you guys will remember, some of you guys won't. If the number ends in 5, that means 5 goes into it for sure. Okay, so again, now that you have the 35, you're going to check 2 first. We always want to start with the 2. Does 2 go in? 35 divided by 2. No, so then you're going to check what next? 3. Does 3 go in? No. And then you're going to check the 5. 5 and what? 7. Once the pieces of like the tree are all 2, 3, 5, or 7, we know we're done. Okay? Is there a baby number on the outside? There's not. Okay? So if there's not, then what number is it? What number is right here? 2. Okay, that means we have to go in groups of 2. So who is allowed to go to Walmart? The group of 5s, right? Can the 7 go? No, why not? He does not have a sibling, so he's got to go back in the house. So the 7's going to go back in the house. The group of 5s, how many are we going to put on the outside?
2.
One person gets the debit card from that group. Okay, and that's the one mistake everybody makes. They'll put the 2 5s. Okay? So just remember, you only put one representative or one group leader per whatever you circled. Okay? Okay, 5, 112. So you're going to say 112 divided by 2.
56.
2 and 56. 56 divided by 2.
28.
2 and 28. 28 divided by 2.
14.
14. 14 divided by 2. It's going to be 7. Okay, do we need to go further with the 7? No, remember it's 2, 3, 5, 7. Okay? So we're going to take groups of 2. So who is allowed to go to Walmart? How many?
4.
Okay, there's one group and there's another group. So how many 2s are going to go on the outside? 2, right? 1 for each group. So 1 for this group and 1 for that group. Is the 7 allowed to go?
No.
No, he does not have an older sibling, so he's gotta go back in the house. What do we do with those twos? Multiply them, so 2 times 2
4.
is 4. So it's gonna be 4 square root 7. Okay, number 7, I'm gonna change, okay? We're gonna put a baby 3 here. Okay, mine doesn't look like it would be, because my marker on the right is so small. So, it's not gonna change the tree or anything, so if you already did the tree, then that's fine. Okay, 288 divided by 2.
144.
2 and 144, 144. 2 and what?
72.
72? 72.
36.
2 and 36? Okay. 36. 2 and 18. 18 is going to be 2, 9. 9 is going to be 3, 3. Okay, the tree will go really fast the more you do it, okay? Okay, what is my baby number on the outside? 3. Okay, so that means that now in order to go to Walmart, I need to go in a group of 3. Okay, so who is allowed to go? A group of 2s right here. Okay, who else is allowed to go? Huh? There's not. Okay, why can't we take a second group of 2s? There's not enough 2s, right? We gotta go in a group of 3. So essentially what's happening here is you got a 5-year-old and a 6-year-old. Do they have an older sibling? No, so they still can't go to Walmart. Okay, so this group, again, remember one person's gonna get the debit card, so he's gonna go on the outside. Okay, these 2s cannot go, so they're gonna go back in the house. Okay, these 3s, can they go? No, so they gotta go back in the house. And again, what do we do with all those things? Multiply them. So what is 2 times 2 times 3 times 3? 36. So my final answer is gonna look like this. 2, 36, and I need to put the baby 3 back, okay? If they give you a baby number on the outside, your answer has to have a baby number, because it lets us know that you are only allowed to go to Walmart in groups of 3s or groups of 2s or groups of 10s or whatever, okay? So the steps don't change, the tree doesn't change at all. It's when we circle them and place them that's what changes, okay? Our group number changes. Okay, so I just want to at least show you guys that, some of you guys that work ahead. Okay, number 9, 384 divided by 2.
92.
2 and 92?
Yeah.
92.
96.
2 and what?
96.
No.
Blah.
Is that 2 and 92?
2.
2 and 192? That seems better. 192.
96.
96? Somebody agree with him? 96.
Yeah.
That's right? Okay. I don't know what they are, so you guys got to type. 2 and 96.
48.
2 and what?
48.
48. Once it gets so small, I can do it. 2 and 24. 2, 12. 2, 6. 2, 3. Okay, I'm pulling in groups of 2. Take a second, think for yourself, circle them. How many groups can go? Three groups? Somebody agree with him?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. I agree. So how many 2s are going to go on the outside? 3. 1, 2, 3. Who's not allowed to go?
3.
A 2 and a 3. Okay, so a 2 and a 3. Okay, what is 2 times 2 times 2? 8. Square root 6. Bless you. Bless you again. Okay, 11 is 80. Okay, it's gonna be 240, 220, 210, 25. Okay, so who's allowed to go?
Two groups.
2 groups of 2s. Who's not allowed to go?
What
A
do you want me
5.
to do this?
I was literally just asking for you. Okay, and what are you gonna do with those 2 2s on the outside? Multiply them. So it's gonna look like 4 square root 5. Okay, 13. It's gonna be 512. And draw it small because there's probably gonna be a lot. 512. 2 and 256. 2, 256, 256. 2, 128, 128.
64.
2 and 54, 54.
64.
64. 64.
32.
2 and 32, 32.
16.
2, 16.
8.
2, 8. 2, 4. 2, 2. Okay, how many groups of 2s are going?
4.
4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I agree. 1, 2, 3, 4. Who cannot go?
2.
1, 2. Okay. And then what are you going to do with the numbers on the outside?
Multiply.
Multiply them. So 2 times 2 times 2 times 2.
16.
16. So it's going to look like 16 square root 2. Okay, 15 says 20. So you got 210, 25. Who is allowed to go?
1 group.
1 groups of 2s. Who's not allowed to go?
5.
$128.
64.
264, 64.
32.
232. 2 and something. 16?
Yeah.
16. 2, 8. 2, 4. 2, 2. How many groups are allowed to go?
3.
1, 2, 3. I agree. Who's not allowed to go?
2.
1, 2. And then 2 times 2 times 2?
8.
It's going to be 8 square root 2. Okay, last one, 192.
96.
2 and 96, 96.
48.
248, 224, 212, 26, 23. how many of those guys can go?
Three.
3? Somebody agree?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Who cannot go?
3.
The 3. Okay, and so you're gonna get 8 square root 3. Okay, you guys got 10 to do on your own. A couple things. If there's no number on the outside, no baby number, what number is there? It's a 2, okay? And then what are the only numbers you are allowed to circle and group? 2, what else?
3, 5.
2, 3, 5, and 7. So we cannot put a 12 somewhere up here. Okay, we cannot put a 6 when we're placing things. Okay, we can only go to Walmart if we are a 2, 3, 5, or 7. Okay, so you guys got 10 to do. Go through and